Hey, what's up, guys? Euro Fantasy might be done and dusted, but we are getting started with Fantasy Premier League. So, today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the three best players from the promoted teams that you can consider for your game week 1 team. So, if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button and do subscribe to this channel, and that will encourage me to come and do more FPL videos for you guys. So, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be using the previous stats from the championship in this slide that I'm going to be showing you. So let's look at the first team. The first team we're looking at is Brentford, and my pick in defense is Ethan Pinnock. So Ethan Pinnock is 4.5 million in fantasy, started 39 matches as well. So he's a sure starter in the team. He scored 1 goal and 1 assist in the last championship season. He's got 14 clean sheets, and his shots per game is 0.8. That is a good number for a defender who's taking shots. It may not be a shot on target, but he is close to taking at least one shot per game. Our expected goal involvement, a non-pen for a 90 minutes played is 0.05, which is also not really bad, but it's not too great. But he's a sure starter, and he's currently on 0.5% of the FPL teams. So in midfield, my option would be Brian Mbumo. So he's 5.5 million, and again he's played 44 matches and he started 37 of them with 8 goals and 10 assists. He has a XGI non-pen of 0.53, which is not too bad for the season. And he's just owned by 1.4% of the FPL team. But for me, guys, the man, the myth, the legend of the championship from last season, the guy himself, Ivan Toney. I think he is the pick of the bunch in the forward position. So he's played 45 matches. He scored and he started 44 of them. So he's a nail starter as well. And he scored 31 goals and 10 assists in the championship, of which 9 of them is penalties. But he is taking the pen. He is their talisman. If you take 9 pens off that 31 goals that he scored, he still scored 21 goals, right? His non-pen XGI is 0.75, which is again great for a striker, and he's already owned by 35% of the FPL managers. So he's quite popular at the moment. It might be due to some of the auto subs, auto player coming in to fill the striking position, because he's 6.5 million. I'm not really sure, guys, but he's already highly owned, 35% owned. So if you want to have him in the game week 1 team, I think it's absolutely fine to have him. You can take a punt on him. Again, championship works differently to Premier League. We have to wait and see whether he can translate his form from championship into Premier League. But looking at the fixtures from game week 1 to 5 for Brentford, they face Arsenal. That's the first opening match of this season. So I think it's going to be tough for them. So I've given a rating of a dark red, which is a tough match for Brentford. Then they play Crystal Palace, which I think is a good match. Aston Villa away again it might be a good match for them. But Brighton at home and then Wolves away. So it's all right. I mean, it's a mixed fixtures difficulty. So he's definitely something you can consider. So the next bit I want to talk about is the Brentford stats from the championship last season. So the thing that stand out to me is they have a good ratio of scoring goals. So if you look at the score per match, they score about 1.7 goals per match. they concede 0.9 goals per match, so which is pretty good. They keep 37% of clean sheets last season as well, so you could consider them. So the stats from the championship again doesn't look too bad for Brentford, either defensively or attacking wise. So that's a good thing, right? So the next team we're going to be looking at is Watford. So the first option I have from Watford is Francisco Cirlata. So he's 4.5 million in the game, and he's played 26 matches. I think he joined Watford through the mid of the championship season. So he played only 26 matches, but he started 24 of them. He scored one goal, and he has a clean sheet of he has 14 clean sheets. And for me, what stands out again is the shots per game. He's taking close to one shot a game as a defender, and he's got a XGI of 0.04. I also got a stat here which says he's taken 14 shot in the box in the last season, and he has 169. He's made 169 clearances as well, so which will help him in the bonus points. He's currently only owned by 0.9% of the game, which is really low at the moment. He's definitely a differential player at the moment. I expect that figure or the ownership figure to go up slightly before week one deadline, right? Okay, so let's look at the midfield option. The midfield option that I have is Ismaila Sarr. I think he's been their talisman. He's 6 million. I think he's coming at a good price, and he's started all of their matches. He's played 39 matches, and he started 39 of them. He scored 13 goals and 4 assists, and he also took 2 penalties as well. I think the main penalty taker is Dini when he's available and fit to play, but if it's not on the pitch, Sarr could take the pen, right? So currently he's owned by 7.7%, and which is again on the lower side. Okay, the forward is not someone I would be recommending, but he is he sort of played most matches. So if you look at he's Joao Pedro for 5.5 million. I think the price is slightly higher. He could have been coming around 5 million. He's played 38 matches and started 31 with 9 goals and 2 assists. And we can also note that he scored 2 pens as well. So he might be taking some pens when either Sarr or Dini is not on the pitch, and currently owned only by 1.6%. So the fixtures again for Watford, game week 1, Aston Villa at home looks okay. Brighton away, then Tottenham, Wolves and Norwich. For me, that Tottenham match with slight red is the only tough fixture that they've got out of the 5 fixtures. So I think definitely Watford could be in your consideration. Again, some of the stats for Watford from the last championship season, they are quite good in scoring goals. They score about 1.37 goal per match, and only concede 0.65 goals per match. In fact, Watford has one of the best defensive stats from last season. If you see the clean sheet percentage overall, they kept a clean sheet of 50%, and at home they have that goes up to 61%. So I think defensively, if you look at so someone like the one I picked was Cirlata for this video, but there are a couple of other options if you want to have a look at them. But for me, I think Cirlata would be a differential option. Not many know about him, so I think that will make him a differential pick in defense. So let's look at the next team, and the final team is Norwich. So we all know Norwich. We have seen Norwich from the previous season. So for me, the best defender from Norwich to pick at 4.5 million is Max Aarons. So he started all 45 matches that they played in the last season. He scored 2 goals and 2 assists. He got a 17 clean sheets, and he's got a shot per game of 0.6, which is slightly lower than the other defenders that we saw. But he's one of their best defenders who starts all the games. So if you're looking for someone who is nailed on, Max Aaron could be the man from Norwich. He's owned by 3.3% of the game at the moment. Midfield, I'll go with Todd Canwell. He's coming at 5.5 million. He's played 33 matches and started 30 of them, 6 goals and 6 assists. We know he can score a goal and assist in Premier League from their last season. Their previous season when they were in the Premier League, and currently he's just owned by 2.8%. So if you're looking for a fifth midfielder to start in your Game Week 1 team, if you're tight for budget, maybe Todd Cantwell at 5.5 million might be someone to consider. So the next and the final option in forward for Norwich is obviously Teemu Pukki. So if you know from their previous season again, there was some Pukki party going on when they promoted last time around. But is that going to happen again this time? We have to wait and see, right? But he started 39 matches out of 41 that he played. He scored 26 goals, 4 assists, 5 penalties. He has a non-pen XGI of 0.66, which is not too bad, and he's currently owned by 10.3%. So obviously not as popular as Tony is, but he's 0.5 million cheaper than Tony, and he's currently 10.3% owned. For me, the issue I have with Norwich players is the fixtures. So if you look at the fixtures down below, you have in Game Week 1 they face Liverpool at home. Then they go to Manchester City, and then they play Leicester at home, Arsenal away, and the final Game Week 5 match, which is Watford, is the only one I think is quite easy for them. So the fixtures I think is really brutal for Norwich. So I'm not sure a Pukki party is something we can expect this time around when he comes back to play in the Premier League. I'm just gonna show you the similar stat from Championship for Norwich. They are excellent. They got an excellent rating for scoring goals. So they have 1.63 goals per match and concede less amount of goals, 0.78 per match. So I think these are good stats. Obviously, when they play away, their clean sheet potential goes down. But the overall 39 percentage and at home clean sheet percentage of 48 percentage bodes well for the defense of Norwich. But like I said, the fixtures look brutal, so I probably won't consider any of their assets in my Game Week 1 team. But that could change once their fixtures get better after Game Week 5. We can take a look at which players doing well for them, and then we can definitely consider them. Okay, so I'm going to summarize some of these players that you can consider in your Game Week 1 team. So in defense, it's going to be Francisco Zalata from Watford for the reasons we talked about. He is one of the exciting picks in the Watford defense, currently owned only by 0.9%, a super differential player for your Game Week 1 team. In midfield, I'll go with Ismail Yassar. So I've got 2 players from Watford. They have a better fixture than Norwich. So definitely someone to consider. Ismail Yassar is on pens. He's their talisman. He's going to start most of the games with only ownership of 7.7% at the moment. Okay. So, and my forward is Ivan Toney. So at 6.5 million is going to be my striker. Obviously, if it doesn't work well, you can obviously move him on, but I think it's okay to take a punt, especially when he's got that ownership of 35% to start in your Game Week 1 team. I think he's a good pick. Again, he's on pens. He's their talisman, and I think he'll be raring to go and prove himself in the Premier League. This is my pick of players for your Game Week 1 team. From the promoter teams, I will be doing more videos comparing stats, looking at their stats and discussing the best options. So if you guys enjoy this video, please like, and if you're new around here, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll be coming back with more FPL videos. Thanks very much. Enjoy your time and stay safe. Cheers.